your senior pictures, I would get one of these because it tells you it gives you down here the website, and it tells you how to register because you have to go somewhere. This is not just the regular school pictures. These are like the fancy ones that go in the yearbook and stuff. So this is up front. So on your way out today, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and take one of these. Go home, talk to whoever you live with, and see if maybe by chance you haven't done that yet. And then that way you can make sure it occurs, because it needs to occur in the very near future so that we can add you up into the yearbook. Make sense? Second thing, because we have had great interest from the senior class, and you guys are the first class in my 4 years here that has gone about it the right way, meaning taking the initiative early on, not waiting until the 11th hour. I have had a proposal to allow graduation cap designs to occur at graduation. See, I told you you want to hear what I had to say. That was good stuff, right? So as a result, there is going to be some criteria, but we are going to allow you to participate if you choose. Let me just clarify a couple things. It's not mandatory. So if you say, I don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Okay? But if you choose to do it, you're going to have to follow the criteria, and there's going to be a sheet, and it's going to have prior approval, and we're going to go about it a certain way, and I will get that information out to you. But those of you that like to be way out in advance, start thinking about processes and designs and stuff. It's just going to encase just the very top of it. And I will tell you that I'm being told that there are numerous companies online, if that's the way you choose to go, that do this as a service. I'm not telling you have to use them. I don't care if you draw it by hand because you're an artist, that's fine. I don't care if you put pictures on it, that's fine. As long as they're appropriate photos. But there's going to be some criteria that you're going to have to follow. And we're going to go over all that stuff in a written document, but I wanted to at least tell you this on the front end so that you had time. So there'll be more clarification later, but at least you know that it's coming. And if you have any questions, see me individually. And so at this time, I'm going to pass the microphone over, and please give him your attention, because Mr. Ryan Caparotto from Johnston is going to be telling you all kinds of stuff that is very, very important, particularly for your senior year. So, thank you for your patience.
Guys, it's really cool that you guys get to decorate your caps. One of the few schools that I work with that gets to do that, so it is a big deal. It's really cool that you guys went about it the right way, too. That's how it gets done. So, guys, my name is Ryan Caparotto, one of the Johnston reps that works here with your school. Congratulations, you're seniors. You're almost there. You guys should give yourself a round of applause. So the reason we have this meeting is really simple. Guys, 13 years is a lot of hard work to be put into school to get where you're at. I can tell you that your senior year is going to go pretty quick from here until the night where you guys are crossing the finish line and getting your well-earned diplomas. Today we're going to talk a little bit about getting you ready for the event. You, your families, the things that we need to get in the meeting today, your cap and gown information, to make sure you all look like you're supposed to when you cross the stage here in a few months. Before we get going though, the only thing I want to encourage you guys to do is to really enjoy your year. I'm going to be honest, everybody, your teachers, administrators, all the people here are far smarter than me when it comes to what you should do academically and all of that good stuff. I'm going to tell you that don't forget that your senior year is a great year of laughs. You started here as freshmen, when you moved through, it'll be 4 years, and a lot of changes and a lot of new things. And your senior year should be the best one of the 4. Who knows the best part of every story is at the end. So I encourage you guys, go to the plays, the games, sporting events, go to the dances, go to all the cool stuff that you can this year. So when we cross the finish line here in a few months, you have a heck of a story to go with it. I'm sure all of you have plans where you're going to college or after high school, but sincerely, enjoy your senior year. You earned it. So guys, things we'll talk about today. First thing, I want you to know that we're going to come back on campus. There's always 1,000 questions when we're done with this. So before anyone gets too worried that they're going to miss something or a question doesn't get answered, we're going to be back next week. My staff will be here. I will be here one of the days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sitting out by the cafeteria. We'll have samples of everything. We'll be able to answer questions. So don't worry, we're coming back to you. So just keep that in mind. I'll remind you again before we leave, but don't worry, it's not the only shot you're going to get. Senior year, or graduation. It's a big event, 13 years of hard work. But I want you to remember that it has a lot to do with you. It has a lot to do with your family. In schools like this one that are generational, that have people like your principal, who is also a student here, that is now a principal here, a lot of your families went to this school as well. It makes it a big deal for the community as well. So graduation is a big deal for all three groups, and I just encourage you to keep that in mind as you go through it. I think the generational schools like the ones you have are the best because a lot of the families went here. It's something a bit more important, more special. Announcements are one of the things that we do for formal events as adults. So this is your first big event in life, one of the big events when you graduate high school, when you get married, when you have kids. Those are the big events. Now, luckily, with technology and social media and different ways to communicate, we don't put pen to paper and write letters to each other every day like it was maybe 30 years ago. That's a good thing. I certainly don't want to write. My handwriting is awful. But the big events in life, we send out announcements to friends and family to let them know about your accomplishment. Now, it's your first try at this, or first shot at this, so I don't expect you to understand all that, but your parents are used to this. So I know some people are sitting here going, the last thing I want to do is write letters to people and let them know about graduation. But announcements you send to people that will be here, but also to people that may not be here, friends, family, people that have helped you along the way. So it announces graduation. It lets people know about your accomplishment. And there's a few ways that you can do this. There's a traditional version, which I'll show you, which is, fine print, old school printing, very nice heavy paper, and then there are photo announcements or photo cards that you can sign on your own. Completely up to you. But it's what happens when we have formal events. So big events in life, we send announcements. When you get married, you don't send a text to invite people. Same thing about graduation. You send announcements to let people know about your accomplishment. The good thing about announcements or formal events in life is people typically want to support you in some way. Now, we don't send announcements to get money. It's not why we do it. But usually when you let people know about important moments in your life, they want to support you in some way. Maybe not Learjets or a house in Malibu, but probably some nice graduation gift. So not such a bad thing. What you see up on the screen now is an image of your traditional announcement. Old school, traditional, fine printing, something you don't really see anymore since we all live in a digital age. Has your school seal on the front of it, has your grad year tassel, and on the inside will have your date, time, and place of graduation, your class motto, song, flower, and information like that. Just like a wedding invitation, they come with two envelopes. Inner envelope, you write something personal to who you are sending it to. It doesn't have to be a love letter or war and peace. It's just something personal. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Come to graduation. But you personalize it with an inner envelope. Outer envelope used to address it. So very simple, but again, just like a wedding invitation. Most forgotten item in announcement land are name cards. Announcements are custom to your school. To customize them with your name, you put a name card in there, and you design or decide how you want that to be. First, middle, last name. If you're a member of an honor society, you're going to a certain college, you can put all that on a name card. But that's what personalizes it for you. And I always mention it because it's the number one thing that gets forgotten. Students get their announcements, and then the next question is, where's my name? We have the cards that you put in there for that reason, so just remember that. When you create your announcements, some of you will use traditional announcements, some will use photo announcements. There's a lot of different ways to customize them. Totally up to you. Name cards, I'm going to tell you the only thing that you really need. Me, I did return address labels too, so I didn't have to write 1750 Marcella Drive, 14394, 50 sometimes. But again, I have bad handwriting. So you guys will choose how you want that done. Those of you that don't take the traditional method may want to take the photo announcement route. Me, I am devoid of all artistic ability at all. I cannot sing, I cannot dance, I certainly can't draw. So for me, as a guy that can't do any of those things, I check a box, I like something to show up, and I like to send it. That's just how I am. My wife, and certainly my daughter, very creative. My daughter especially did not get that from me. A lot of you in here, to be honest, since you walk around with a smartphone and take great pictures all day long, you have some really cool photos if you use the smartphone correctly of your senior year and your senior story. So maybe you want to upload some of those and create your own photo announcements. You can certainly do that. I've seen some of the best photo announcements made that come from students and not from our marketing department. Every year I get the overrun from schools, the extras, And you guys have really been creative with it. So there's 50 or I think 150 different templates you can use that you'll upload in your design however you see fit. So your own photos, you can see the backs. There's lots of ways to do it. And gentlemen, there's a few different ways you can design those as well. But totally up to you. So if you want to do something simple, traditional, you want something that you design, use photo announcements. What I see some of you do is do both. And this is something new that I've seen you guys do, and I didn't think of. I've seen you guys using the photo announcements as a next steps card. And students have said, hey, I use a traditional announcement to send out, and we're throwing a photo card in there that says where I'm going to college. And I thought that was kind of cool, because I didn't think about it. So every year, you guys have been pretty creative with these, so I'm just sharing what I hear. Thank you cards. Big events in life, marriage, when you graduate high school, college, when you have kids. The big events in life, when people send you grad gifts or send you gifts of any sort, the adult thing to do is take a whole 2 minutes and send a proper thank you note. Now I'm going to tell you, I don't care whether you buy thank you notes from us, use something from Walgreens, use a piece of paper from your desk. It really doesn't matter. What matters is if you take a whole 2 minutes and do the adult thing, the classy thing, and send somebody a thank you note when they send you a grad gift. It really doesn't matter what it's on, but all of you in here know how you feel when somebody's taken the time to send you something handwritten in the mail. So it's just the adult thing to do, and it certainly puts an element to class. So use something. If you don't have anything, we have thank you notes for you. But again, it's not about what the note, it's not about what you use, it's that you do it. So senior apparel, we give you guys some things that are just fun for your year that help highlight your grad year to wear. All the apparel that we have with Jobston drop shipped to your house in about 3 weeks. So the good news is the stuff you can wear now, you get now, so you can enjoy it for the year. The printed items, you're going to get those at your cap and gown in February or March. But all the apparel, different hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, that stuff you're going to get now. Popular items would always certainly probably not be snow cap, but the surf has been a pretty popular item, although it makes me hot just looking at it. I think it's been pretty popular with that. Gentlemen, reporters, this performance has been a pretty popular thing for you. But there's a lot of different items that we have, both in shirts, hoodies, performance wear, that all highlight your grad year. You've worked hard to get to this point. These are just fun things for you. Again, this is the last of the performance wear. We have a partnership with Adidas this year, so we have some Adidas performance wear as well. And all these items, again, drop ship to your home in about 3 weeks. In a minute, we're going to fill out the cap and gown form. One of the main reasons we have this meeting is that we need to get information from you now so we can have your gowns ready at graduation. Common misconception is that we call it a cap and gown. It comes with a tassel. So I get this question a lot, like, do I have to order a cap and gown and do I have to order a tassel separately? No, you don't. Cap, gown, tassel comes in a bag with your name on it, built for you. So that's what we'll reserve later. That being said, almost everybody in here orders an extra tassel or earns an extra tassel if you're in an honor society. At least one extra, most of you have. The rear view mirror, shadow box, some form of memento. A lot of your parents will get them as well. Those you will choose. Those are the extras that you see on the screen. When we graduate, we all look the same. Everyone's in the same color gown, everyone's in the same tassel, everyone's continuity between everybody. Again, it's a formal event. So you get one tassel, but you can choose from extras, whether you want a shadow tassel, you want the most popular that you see is the mascot tassel. Totally up to you. But just know there's a bunch of extras, and some of them you'll get on order days here, some of them you'll have delivered with your cap and gown. Your parents, as I said, are a big part of graduation. There's some things that we have for them. I know that aren't overly exciting items for you, like picture frames. The top right, the big grad frame, is probably the most popular item we have. It's huge. As your diploma, picture, tassel, it's a really nice item. But again, this is mom and dad stuff, or parent stuff. Some of the stuff for you, keychains, tassel keychains, those are all fun items for you. But there's a whole lot of other things that are there for your families as well. Some of you, or a lot of you, got your rings with us last year. I want to remind you, class rings are an upper class tradition. So you earn that right as a junior or a senior. I want to remind you that if you have a ring, it's still covered under warranty for life. If you need a new stone, you chip the ring, cracked it, need it resized, clean or polished, you put it at disposal, whatever. We'll fix it. It's part of the reason you bought from us. We take care of everything. So a lot of the times, if you've worn your ring, you've got it dingy by now, bring it to us and we'll fix it, make it as good as new, it won't cost you a dime. So I want to remind you of that. There are some inexpensive items that are senior jewelry that are just ways to remember your senior year. So you have some bracelets and modern stuff on the left. You have some traditional stuff on the right. Senior keys and the old school traditional stuff. Those are really not a modern item, but we keep them for the tradition. Again, generational schools, your families, your grandmother will have one, your mother will have one, and they'll want to complete the set. That's why we have them still. If you don't do something like this, like senior jewelry, you can still order class rings and different items that are there as a senior. So if you didn't order as a junior last year, you can do it as a senior. Remember, it's an upper class tradition. Every year there's new stuff that comes out. This year, the class band is new. We'll have a meeting with juniors after this, but if you wanted to wait till you're a senior, or one of those people that wanted to wait last year, you can do it this year, and every year are new items. So whether it's a ring, a class band, a tag, a locket, a bracelet. Class rings are all about the story they tell, and the connections they make to your school. So just remember that. You can still order your ring as a senior. One of the new medals this year, we have up there is forged iron. So a lot of different ways you can make that look. Again, completely custom to you. One of the ways you can go bald at a young age like I did was try to fill out the ring form that's in the packet that you have. We gave you 2 or 3 frightening looking order forms in there. I would encourage you guys to recycle those and use the web. If you go to jostens.com, you can go to the web and you can design your ring. When you're done with that, you hit a button and it prints an order form out. It's much easier. I'm just telling you that because the 3 order forms in there, we tried pretty hard to confuse you, and I think we did a good job this year. So I would just avoid the forms and I would use the web. It's much easier. Big point is the web is the easiest way to do everything. The form you see up here right now, this is the other form. This is your announcement form. All the stuff that I went over today and a whole lot of other things are on this form. You don't need to take it out. For those of you that want to make it a deposit, you can turn this form in if you want to. However, there's also this website. So instead of filling out that giant form that is also confusing, you can use the web. Use the web doesn't mean you can do it any time now. So there's a cutoff date, which for you is sometime in November. Just keep in mind that you need to get it in by the cutoff date. If you go to the website and type in your school, it's going to give you the dates we'll be here. It's going to give you the dates we deliver. All that information will be there. But you just click up there, it says graduation, and then all those items you can order on the web if you want to. So again, if you don't want to use the form, recycle it, and you can just use the web. One of the main reasons we have this meeting is caps and gowns. They wouldn't believe this, most people wouldn't, but all high schools in the U.S., and almost 98% of them, all graduate within about 3 weeks. So that's about 16 million students that all come through at one time. Because of things like Amazon, which I'm quite fond of, we live in a society where we think we can do it just before graduation and get what we need. I do this quite often, so I'm guilty as charged. But here's the thing. We can't make 16 million caps and gowns all within a couple of weeks of graduation. Can't be done. Right now, people are working on gowns, and we build gowns all year in what we call pack and hold, where we just basically pack a warehouse all year long to make sure that we can deliver to you. And we deliver here at the end of February or the first 2 weeks in March. So it takes us all year to build them. And that's why we have the meeting now and not closer to graduation. And there's information I need in here today to make sure that we can take care of you. I want you to know that when you turn in cap and gown information, anything you give us in the meeting for cap and gown stuff, we can change. None of it's set in stone, but it's what we need to get moving and to be able to, help you and make sure you have what you need on delivery day. So today everyone in here reserves the regalia. Reservation is basically giving us information, telling us what you want. You can make changes to it anytime you want between now and I think it's January 20th or some date in January that's written on the page. Surmise it to say a really long time from now. So we get information today, you go home with a copy, you give us a copy. On the way out, there's boxes on the 2 tables, we grab a packet, there's also 3 boxes behind me. You'll give us the white copy, and take the yellow one home. And if you want to make changes to it, then you come see us next week while we're on campus. Once you're happy with everything, then we send you an invoice in February, about the 2nd week of February, again, a really long time from now. But the main thing is we need information like your name, height, weight, things like that now so we can start building down. That's why we do it this way, it's the way it's always been done. This form is in your packet, the cap and gown reservation form. You guys can take this out, please. There is a lot of paper there. So this is going to curve at the bottom, so I figure you guys have enough t-shirts. This is one we do out of our office that we get you, that you'll get delivered with your cap and gown. Mascot tassel is the most common extra tassel. Remember, you get a tassel with your cap and gown. Most of you get an extra. If you want a mascot tassel that has your mascot, this is where you do it. You put it on this form because you say you don't have to pay shipping like you do on the other one. Guys? So, spinner keychain. Again, it's just an extra for you. It's got your year date on the rhinestone. This is an extra that's there. Some free stuff, 3 shades, and a lanyard. This is 3 items we give you. So don't worry about marking them. These are just 3 items you get with your cap and gown. We do a senior water bottle, stainless steel, 22 ounces. It's a nice, you see the senior we put on there, so it's a nice extra. And we do a senior tech pack. And this is a charging block for your phone, some earbuds, and it's a smartphone wallet as well. It comes in a package there. The power block is the most common item that you guys will use in that packet. So that is the senior tech pack. So package A, guys, largest cap and gown package is A. It is your cap and gown is required for graduation, guys. And there are a lot of extras. You have the diploma tassel display. Seniors. Guys, we're never going to make it here in the next few minutes if you don't stay with me. Package A, you see what's there. You see everything up on the screen. It's got your cap and gown that's required. Remember, it's required is at least your cap and gown. A lot of you would choose extras, and you see package A has all these extras as well as the free water bottle that you get. So there's the items you see up there. Package B, you know how this works, a little smaller. This is your cap and gown that's required. It has the most common extras, the diploma tassel display, an extra tassel. You get a jersey, you get some free stuff, and then an extra tassel as well. That's package B. Package C is the smallest cap and gown package at the school. It is the basics. Your cap and gown for graduation, extra tassel, and diploma tassel display. We give you some free stuff there as well. Below the packages, you see every item I've listed, guys, individually. What I require is at least the first line. If you guys want to add 2 or 3 things together that are not in a package, yes, you can do that. That's why we give them to you individually. If you want to reserve a package of extras and add an item, it's common people get package C and they want to add a water bottle. You can do that. But that's why we give you 2 different ways to do it. Either one-to packages or individual items. And then what we'll do is